One of the ones I got looks very similar to that one, but it has birds on it.
Well, this has birds. This is the pond floral.
I don't,
So it has mallards on it. It
that's
has
cute.
squirrel.
I don't think that's the one I got. It's the blue chinoiserie print.
Oh, that's gonna be so pretty.
Okay, I'm
It's
gonna
gonna be
screenshot it.
beautiful.
You can see both the ones I got in this. I also got one that's red and white striped.
Yes. That was last summer's. I loved it. I wanted it so bad.
Um,
Oh, those are
I,
beautiful.
my husband's birthday is the 4th of July. So anytime I see anything red and white, and I always end up just wearing like not anything really cute because it's so hot, but
It's so hot. 4th of July. No, I wanted that striped one last year and I did not buy it because, like we talked about, I was trying to practice some self-restraint. But I love that one. But yeah, I've got my frilly sleeves on. So if you're not watching, but you listened to last, so it's the one that came out this week. So it's really we
it was
recorded it like
episode
a month
2.
ago. I think this is going to be like episode 6. This is what we talked about, the one I listened to on the ride home from work yesterday. And I was like, I have to wear my nap dress. But now I'm cold, so I'm putting on my jacket in case you're wondering. You can watch it on YouTube or you can be listening to it in the car, trying to
Yep.
set the scene for you. I wanted to wear my frilly dress in honor of our last podcast that
Yes,
aired.
and the episode inspired me to go on to Facebook, like clothing trading pages, not like Marketplace, which I love Marketplace, but and I found a couple for a really good deal. So they come
Oh,
on
they're gonna be so
Friday.
good.
I can't wait.
I cannot wait. You'll have to post them when they come
I
in.
will. So maybe next week I can wear one.
Okay, guess where I'm going on Friday? Did I
Where?
tell you? Yeah, going to tea on Friday. Driving to
Did you
Nashville
did you
for
decide
3
what to wear?
I'm going to wear it's a Gal Meets Glam dress that I bought probably 5 years ago, and it is blue and green and purple and like some of my favorite dresses.
Sounds great.
I know. My mom's gonna press it for me. It looks really good. Like at home, I only have a steamer, or I have a nori iron, but I don't have like an iron. So she was like, I'll press it. And I was like, okay, thanks. And I might wear a fascinator.
Yes, you totally should.
I might. Okay, but do we think should I wear wedges or like a block heel?
Hmm. Okay, so do you remember this was obviously several years ago now. There was it was all over social media. I don't know if it was true or not, but the Queen was very against wedges
I do
because
remember
Kate
that.
would wear
And
them.
she would wear them. And there was a whole thing about
There
her
was a
not
whole
wearing
thing. So I don't know. Maybe you should go with the block heel for tea.
maybe.
But truly, I would say wear whatever's most
The wedges are
comfortable.
the most comfortable.
I would wear the wedges. I love a wedge.
Me too. And they're a really pretty wedge too. But I have both. And then I'm thinking, I was talking to a girl at work yesterday, and like I might pack like some stretchy pants for the ride home.
Absolutely.
Even though this dress is very comfortable, like it's a very comfortable dress. But
After the drive there and tea, you're gonna want to change, I feel
right.
like.
I would think so.
All
Or
right, so welcome back to what do we say? It's gonna be week 6
6.
of the Button Up Society podcast.
Yep.
We're
I
so
love it.
excited to still be here.
We've had 2 episodes on the air so far.
Yeah.
I love listening to them. Like I think it's everything that we've wanted it to be. And the feedback has been so good of like it just feels like we're hanging out with a friend.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just having so much fun
I'm definitely having fun.
thinking about it, talking about it, and doing it. It's so much fun.
I know. I heard someone it was Dak Shepard on his Armchair Expert
Hmm.
podcast. He said that over the years so many people have asked him for like advice on how to start a podcast. And he was like, pick something that you can just like talk ad nauseum about so that you never stop talking. Like what can you talk to anyone about? And I'm like, we did that.
We did. Yeah. We
And
could.
it encompasses so many different things when you think about like classic style. And I was like, this is excellent advice 6 weeks too late. But we already did it. But it just made it like reinforced my belief in us, I think,
Yeah.
when I saw that.
Yeah.
I loved
That's
it.
good advice.
I know.
Super fun. Okay, so what are we talking about today?
I have a recipe that I made that I really loved. I wanted to share that. I've also seen this trend going around called the anti-bucket list, and it's a really interesting concept to me because I'm also like a never say never kind of girl, but I can get on board with this anti-bucket list.
The anti-bucket list is something that my sisters and I have talked about for a long time. We've always just called it our don't list,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I'm excited. There's
As a
a lot more
highly,
things that I have no interest in.
and as a highly anxious person, I feel like my list could go on forever.
I can't wait to hear them. I can't wait. Is that what this episode's going to be called? The anti-bucket list?
I think it should be.
We can just center it around that. I like it.
That's funny. All right, I want to hear about this recipe because my motivation for cooking this week has been at a level 0. So far, we've had Chinese food and leftover pizza. It has not been the pinnacle
That
of
sounds perfect.
cooking. I think the time changed. So when we're recording, we
Yes.
just sprang
We're in
forward.
day 4
Yeah.
of spring forward. Yeah.
So
How are y'all surviving?
we're surviving. Yesterday it hit me really hard. I was like a zombie yesterday, but cooking has not been my top priority this week. We've been just getting by, and that's fine
Yeah.
sometimes.
Last week that was me, and I was like, I don't know, we're gonna eat leftovers. We're an ingredients household. I don't buy like it's not process is not the thing, but like I'm not gonna buy Chips Ahoy cookies. I'm gonna make cookies.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I don't have snacks. I have ingredients to make snacks. Well, I also get anxiety when the fridge is like overflowing and there's
Mhm.
too much in there. I can't figure out what I want. So I am very much a what are we going to make for dinner? Let's go buy those ingredients and make dinner. And that's worked for the last 7 years, especially when Chad worked at an office because he would stop by the grocery store on his way home. But now I can't really do that. I need to have food prepared for my family when I'm not
Yeah.
here. So this week I actually sat down and I did meal planning, which I've never done. I've never meal prepped. I've never had a true meal plan. And then I just bought a buttload of groceries,
Yeah.
which I don't do. I don't like doing that.
Okay.
I just wanted to have like a little bit at a time. So I think that my Kroger delivery guy was like, this woman is going through something.
Maybe you just thought you were having a party.
There's four times more bags than there normally are. But I had everything like planned out just because like yesterday we were running late at work and we ended up it was fine. But I texted Chad and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be a little bit later. Um, it's Taco Tuesday. And he was like, perfect. And so he knew what he could fix the girls.
Yeah.
And I just want to be very clear. I talk about this a lot with my friends. Like I feel so fortunate that in our relationship, like Chad and I give each other the courtesy that we would want from the other person. He is 100% capable of doing everything that I do, but also like I want to set him up for success. Like
Yeah.
he's not going to go out of town for work and leave me with a mountain of laundry and no groceries. And I'm not going to come home late for work and leave him with no food or no plan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like a you're the mom, you have to take care of the food. Like it's not that at all. It's just like, yeah, this is what I've pre-planned for us to
Right.
have for dinner. So we don't have to think about it.
You each take on your responsibilities and respect each other's responsibilities in that
Yes,
way.
I
That's
think so.
great.
Because I have a lot of friends that are like, oh, my husband is like helpless when I'm gone. Or I have other friends that are like, I just peace out and don't like he's on his own. And I think that we fall somewhere in the middle of that. Anyway,
That's fair.
this book, I bought it because it was a recent follow on Instagram. I think her name is Charlie. Is it Charlie C. Evans? I'm obsessed with her bedroom and I want to now wallpaper our bedroom and paint the trim, which we talked
Yes.
about recently. You and I did. But anyway, she had this book and Chad had actually seen it as well. He had already put it in our Amazon cart, which is so funny because he put it in the cart. Then she shared this recipe and I was like, this book is on its way to me. I cannot wait. So it was the first one I cooked. So it's by Caroline Chambers and it's called What to Cook When You Don't Feel Like Cooking. First off, the blue is like perfectly on brand. I think that our hats should be in this family.
I agree.
And the New York Times bestseller is in green, which just makes my heart so happy. Like this book is so on brand. Also at work, I'm learning a lot about food photography. So in the last 48 hours, I now appreciate this cover so much more than I did 72 hours ago. Anyway, okay, so the recipe that Charlie shared and that I cooked first, I had it marked. Oh, I also love this book because we have it, where is it? She has it sectioned out by how much time you have to cook. So
Oh.
you've got 15-ish minutes all the way up to an hour. There's 45 minutes, a little bit longer. So like crock pot recipes. She says obligatory greens, which I love because I don't really like vegetables. So she's like, you have to have your vegetables. Here they are. And then also there's obligatory sweets. So this is just so up my alley. And I love that it's just broken down by the time that you're willing to spend. So let's see. This was an easy one. I'm gonna have to look it up.
That's such a great way to organize a cookbook. I've never seen one that way.
Me neither. And it was so good.
Okay,
Let's
adds to
see.
cart.
Right? I can't find it now. But it's like, did you ever have the Thai chopped chicken salad at Panera?
No, but I do. I remember you making this on Instagram
I
not long
did. I
ago,
made it on Instagram.
and it
So
looked delicious.
it was fantastic. It's some sort of Thai, I think we're getting close to it. It's a Thai salad and it was incredible. You make your own sauce, or not sauce, dressing. And it's called the Thai veggie chop. And it is, if you add like a rotisserie chicken to it, this is the Thai chopped chicken salad from Panera, but like so much better. So you make your own dressing and it's got sesame oil, curry paste, soy sauce, rice wine vinegar. It's like very, I think it's an umami kind of flavor. It's hard to describe. My mom did not love the dressing, but she also doesn't love that type of flavors anyway. But I
Yeah.
made it. My one feedback that I will say when I did it, I thought I'm going to meal prep this for like, or I'm going to make a really big salad and be able to eat it for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And I did. And even though I kept the dressing on the side, it still got like not the dressing, but like the cashews in it got soggy. The vegetables didn't stay as crispy. So I think
Hmm.
next time that I make it, I'm going to keep everything separate the whole
Yeah.
time and like put it together. But it was so good. And I felt so accomplished that I made my own salad dressing. Well, first off, I made my own cashew butter first. And then,
Look
yeah.
at you.
So I messaged Charlie about this because she had shared it first. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's on my way. And she told me how much she loved this salad. And I was like, okay, it's excellent. But for some reason, these cashews are just like not incorporating. And I used a Vitamix blender. Okay, like I have like a Big Daddy blender and it would not pulverize these cashews. Why is it still grainy? Like the flavor was good, the texture was weird. So Charlie said that she had cashew butter already. She's like, that's what I used because I already had it. I was like, well, whatever. I don't have that. But I used my immersion blender the next day. And I think I put that on my stories as well if you had seen it. And the immersion blender took care of that sucker right up. It was the perfect creamy consistency. Big fan of the immersion.
Good. I've got to get one. I still don't have one.
Let me tell you something really dangerous that I did with the
Oh no.
immersion blender. No, it's good dangerous. I learned that you can make single serving whipped cream with the immersion blender.
But you could make a really big mess really easily.
No, it was perfect. It was
No.
just
Oh,
dangerous because Chad was out of town. There
it's
was
dangerous.
nobody here to judge me after the girls went to bed. So like every night for a week, I made a mug cake and then made homemade whipped cream to go on top of it. I don't need to do that every night for a week. Like,
There is nothing better than homemade whipped cream.
no, no. So the
Not.
immersion blender that I have comes with a whisk attachment. So
Oh,
I took a glass measuring cup, you know, like the little one with the little
yeah.
handle, put some whipping cream in it, a little bit of powdered sugar, and like maybe a minute and a half with the immersion blender whisk attachment. I had whipped cream.
That's
Like
amazing.
it was incredible.
I also need you to send me your best successful mug cake recipes.
Yes, I have made a lot of duds. And the
Mhm.
this one that I found was so good that I made it.
Okay. Because so my kids, a couple weekends ago, my parents were visiting and they were on a tear baking. Like it had become a little bit of a sibling competition because one kid wanted to bake something and he did a really good job. And so then the other kid was like, well, I want to bake something, you know.
Yes.
So she made a cake. And anyway, so I was telling her, I was like, well, because she wanted to make another cake the next day. And I was
Right.
like, well, that's
That's a
too
lot of
much
cake.
cake. We can't eat all that cake.
No,
So I was telling her about mug cakes that you could make them in a mug and that we would have to do that. And I kind of forgot about it until you just said that. So,
I will figure out which one I used because I have
okay.
made a lot of duds and I actually swore them off for a long time because I feel like they're never worth it.
Yeah.
It's like 4 tablespoons of flour and sugar and cocoa powder, and it just never turned out how I wanted it to. But I had, like I said, I'm an ingredient household, so I didn't have any sweets on hand, and I wanted something sweet. So I was like, I'm just gonna make this mug cake. And okay, so he's out of town. I'm like really craving something sweet. I don't have sweets on hand, but I do have all the ingredients, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna try this mug cake again. And thank goodness that the Apple browser like shows you what you've clicked on before because I
Yeah.
was able to weed out the cakes that I have used and
Oh,
didn't love. And then this one was like, this is the best one. And it definitely is the best ratio of like flour, sugar, cocoa powder. And then I don't know if I use baking powder or soda. I always get those confused.
I do too.
I just use whatever I have on hand. Like if I don't have, I generally keep both, but if I'm out of one, I'm like, it's fine. I'll just
Yeah.
substitute. But yes, the immersion blender was perfect for that.
That is a very fun tip. That would also be fun. I don't know. That would be fun for kids to do too, I
I
think.
think so. And I felt decently safe with it, especially like the whisk attachment would be
Yeah,
safe
yeah,
for
yeah.
children. I might not would put them with the blades.
No, no, definitely not. I
No.
was thinking the whisk.
Yes. But
Um,
okay, back to the salad though.
yes,
The lovely salad. I need to know your position on cilantro.
I love cilantro.
Okay. So it does not taste like soap to you.
Nope.
Okay. Me neither. I like cilantro. I don't know if I love cilantro, but I like it. But this had too much.
Oh,
I
okay.
had to pare it back. And I'm someone that likes cilantro, and it was just too much. And it kind
Does
of gave
it
me the ick.
does it have edamame in it? I thought
It does have
oh,
edamame.
I
We've
love
got
edamame.
shredded carrots, edamame, avocado, which I would not have put in there. Like if I was making up a
On your
recipe,
own.
but it was delicious in there. Cashews are in the dressing. Wonton strips. Love wonton strips.
Yep. My husband would love this salad.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
have to take a screenshot and send it to you because it
Yes,
was really,
please do.
really good. And then my favorite part is, I said earlier, Caroline Chambers is the author. I need to find her Instagram. We can tag her. But I tagged her in my stories that I made it. And she was like, oh, yay, I'm so glad you loved it. And then I said, I don't know which recipe I'm going to make next. And she gave me two different recommendations. I need to pull it up. But one of them, it was just another recommendation from her book that she really liked. But the second recommendation she gave me was something that used the red curry paste. Like you are so like,
Oh.
how did she know that I'm thinking I just bought this red curry paste and what else am I going to use it for? And she's like, try this recipe, which I haven't tried it yet. I need to do that. It was just so smart and thoughtful,
Hmm.
and it just made my heart so happy. And I was like, you're amazing. This is incredible.
Yeah, that could also be an interesting way to organize a cookbook.
She's
Buy
got swaps in here.
unusual ingredients that you need
Right.
for very specific recipes.
Yes. So like you have this niche ingredient. What are you going to use it for? Here's a couple options. I just really love the language that she uses in here. Yeah, this one's called Cheater Chicken Tinga Tostadas. And she's got tips.
Oh, good.
And it's called Learn. So like a little thing that she picked up. Riff. So like if you didn't want to do the particular chicken, like what else you could substitute. She's got
Yeah.
it slow if you want to cook it in a slow cooker. I just feel like this is such a practical cookbook for busy anybody's really. But,
Yeah.
as a mom, you're thinking of how much time do I want to spend on a meal? How much time do I have on a meal? Look at this ribeye. I know that you can't see it if you're listening to us in your car, but it looks
Oh,
incredible.
it looks great.
I love a ribeye.
I do too.
But it's organized so well. It's visually beautiful, and the recipe that I tried was a huge success. So I cannot wait to try more.
Okay. I'm super excited to try something from this book. I'm gonna have to get it
Mhm.
ASAP.
Ingredients to keep on hand. So she has a whole page about like pantry staples that you want to keep. Equip yourself. I love that. So like all of the tools that you should probably have laying around, which is normal, like a skillet and measuring cups or like an
Yeah.
instant read meat thermometer. But it's just, you know, it's a really
That's
good
a
cookbook.
really
I love a physical cookbook. Like 3 years ago, I think, yeah, it was when we moved into this house. I got a binder and I was printing off recipes online and putting them in this binder because I'm like, I want a physical copy of
yeah.
things. I like to write my notes, like if I make a swap or I like something better, or hey, this actually takes a lot longer to cook in your oven.
Yep.
I make notes and it's not the same. I mean, I have a
No.
recipe album on my phone of screenshots that I have taken, but it's not the same. And then I started buying cookbooks and I was like, I am once again, it goes back to our comfortable clutter. Like,
Hmm.
I want to have a kitchen full of cookbooks
Yes.
with notes in the margins.
I would also like for builders to start building in shelves for cookbooks in kitchens again.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Would
That would
be incredible.
be
I
amazing.
saw, I guess it was, I mean, I wouldn't call it a tutorial because it was like actual kind of construction, but it was sort of a tutorial, I guess. They had taken half of their island.
Hmm.
So it was an island very similar to mine. Mine has basically two big cabinets underneath it with
Right.
shelf, so like four doors. And one side of it, they had changed and put the microwave in the island, like done
Hmm.
a built-in they were showing you how to build in the microwave and like how to trim it out and everything. But also on the side, they had made shelves for cookbooks. And I thought, oh, I want to do that because we took our microwave out of we had it, in above the stove, which I don't love. And it actually caught on fire because one of my kids they thought they had set the timer on the microwave just as a timer, but they had actually turned the microwave on
Oh my
empty
God.
for like 25 minutes.
A
And
long time to microwave nothing.
it was really scary. But we got just a regular vent hood, which I like the aesthetic of that a lot better. So we weren't unhappy about it. And now we just have a microwave in our pantry, which is also fine. But I love the bookshelves
I love
in
that.
the island or just in the kitchen, around the window. I don't know, anywhere.
Someplace. I have mine stacked up by my little kitchen lamp. It makes me happy.
I had a really cute antique book table and it had like the bottom shelf was shaped like a V, so the books could stack in there. And I had all my cookbooks in there, but it was too heavy and the shelf broke. It's in the garage right now for repair. My husband's gonna fix it. And so I have them
Right on
moved to
that.
a different table now.
Hey, I have a question about microwaves over the oven or
Okay.
over the stove. So, at least for me growing up, in my mind, like you had made it in life if you had a garage fridge.
Yeah.
Is the microwave not over your stove today's equivalent of the garage fridge?
Yeah, I think so. I
I
think
think
that's
so
fair to
too.
say.
Yep. Ours have been in our island in this house and our last house. I like it when you're doing like soup and things because you're pulling it up instead of like reaching over your head to
Yes.
grab boiling hot soup. But now I want an appliance garage. Have you seen them?
Like not an actual garage,
No, no, no.
but
It's cabinetry.
like a
That
scullery
no, I
or
would
like
love
a
to have a
like a
scullery.
butler's pantry
It's like, yes,
situation.
no, but it's like it would be in your kitchen. And either the doors like open up like a trifold kind or
It's
a
like a
bifold,
cabinet that
or
comes all the way down.
yes.
Yes, I do
And
know what you're
that's
talking
where
about.
all of your ugly appliances go.
Yeah.
And I'm like 5-year plan. I want to renovate the kitchen so that I can have an appliance garage.
I like that idea too.
Right? I think it's necessary.
I agree. I would really like to convert our pantry into a more built-in
I love
like
those.
butler's pantry. I mean, it wouldn't
Mhm.
be a butler's pantry because it is our pantry. It's also our
Right.
locker room,
More
but
of a
just
scullery
a
walk in.
more built-in space. That is on the agenda. It just, takes a
You know,
while.
those long laundry lists of projects that one
Yeah.
day I would love to tackle, but for multiple reasons
Yeah.
may or may not.
We can do it and we will do it eventually. Just
Yeah.
you have to talk yourself up
Check
to
yourself.
get that. I had a question, so I'm backtracking a little bit.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
want to hear about your snacks, your
Oh,
household snacks. Because you said like I don't keep Chips Ahoy cookies around. I just make cookies, which I love. I love to bake and make cookies also. But what other like just on the day to day where you're not making
yeah.
like what are
Me,
you?
me snacks or the girl snacks? I mean, I do like a wheat thin,
Sure.
but it's not. So maybe I have like savory snacks, but I don't have sweet snacks.
Okay.
I like the Costco popcorn, but I feel like you have to make that popcorn. Like it's not like the ready popped popcorn. You know, you could like make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't know. I just don't keep a lot of like, probably just don't keep a lot of food in that. Pickles. We eat pickles
Oh
for
yeah.
snacks or like a cheese stick, but I don't have a lot of like,
You don't have a lot of like baked snacks
yeah,
around.
yeah,
Okay.
I know.
I didn't know if you had like an arsenal of amazing snack.
I really should. We like the like protein balls, like the oatmeal
Yeah.
ones. Those are good when I cook those. Recently, have you ever had a true fruit? Have we talked about this?
No, I haven't had them. I have talked myself out of them for years because I'm afraid I will love them. And they're like a pretty
Very
expensive snack.
They're very expensive. I bought some from Kroger. I think it was on sale, and it was the banana one. So it's a banana dipped in peanut butter and then dipped in dark chocolate. Like they're sliced up bananas.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite thing at the moment. And like $30 worth of frou frou later, I'm like, I can make this.
Yeah.
I know that I can.
You totally can. I made
Not the same.
something.
I did. I made them. It's
Oh, you
not the same.
did? I made something super similar. It didn't have peanut butter. It was banana slices with some like vanilla Greek yogurt and then chocolate drizzled on top
That sounds
and
yummy.
frozen. They were delicious. I need to make those again because I loved them so much.
Yum. The
Good.
consistency was just different. And I froze everything individually. And I wonder, like, I sliced up my bananas and then I froze them. And then I
Mhm.
dipped them in melted peanut butter and froze that. And then dipped them in chocolate and froze that. I wonder if I could have just dipped, like, I wanted to say raw, like, duh, it's a raw banana, non-frozen banana. But I
Yeah.
wonder if I could have skipped that first step because the flavor was good, but it just, something about the true fruit is just,
I also wonder if you could mix the chocolate and peanut butter together before
ooh.
dipping it. So then you
And it
wouldn't
would
feel
just
like you
be
needed to
one.
freeze it between layers.
Yeah. And it would only be one step. So it'd be
Yeah.
faster. But it was a big hit. Everyone really enjoyed it. And I also enjoyed it, but I just prefer the true fruit. So if you haven't bought it, don't. It
Yeah.
is a very expensive gateway snack.
That is why I have not purchased them. I cannot tell you. I mean, every time I go down the aisle, the
Ugh,
freezer aisle where they are, I'm like, oh, I should get some of those. No, you're not
no,
getting
no,
these.
don't do
We're
it.
not because you are
Don't.
going to love them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good. And it's now a problem. And the serving size is two. Who can eat two slices of peanut butter chocolate covered bananas?
No one.
No. So it's really like one bag. It's a $10 snack. But then also, okay, think of it this way though, because I have started trying to justify things, as we do. A
Yeah.
Starbucks drink is going to be $7 if you're lucky. And that is a one-time serving of a $7 drink. Or you can buy the 10.99 True Fruit and hopefully eat it for 3 days.
Yeah. I think that's very good
Right?
reasoning.
It's like I don't know why I get so upset about the True Fruit because I do. That's why I was like, I will make this on my own. But then I'm like, but I'll go to Starbucks like 4 days a week. Like, what is wrong with me?
Okay, here's another good reason to make it on your own though. Because if you're like in my house, we often have bananas that, get too ripe too
Right,
quickly. It's a good
right.
way to use up those bananas to
It
make it
is.
yourself.
Okay, when mine get too ripe and I don't want to make banana bread because I've made multiple reels about this that always people love is like it's the biggest lie that I tell myself when I have like rotting bananas on my counter. And everyone's like, yes, I tell myself that same lie. Okay, I will take a banana and peel it, chop it up, and freeze it so that I can put it in a smoothie.
Yes, I do that too.
That to save myself the humiliation of I'm gonna make a banana bread and then I don't make a banana bread.
Okay, I have a really, really good banana bread recipe. I just made it last week.
Okay, please
And I
tell me.
make little mini loaves. I do the
Oh, I
mini
did.
loaves.
Did you put that on your Instagram or did you just put the ingredients?
I
I
don't
think it was just a
remember.
photo of the ingredients.
Yeah, because I was making a bunch of stuff. I made
Yes.
cookies and banana bread
Yes. Please
and
send me.
like cornbread, I think too.
I love cornbread.
I do too, and my kids love it. But yeah, it's a good banana bread recipe and it freezes well. So I make the mini loaves and my kids love it. So they go through it pretty quickly. But
Yeah.
I try to freeze some of it and then it's a good snack. And it's not
Yeah.
hard to make, but
No,
it's good.
that's awesome.
Different
No.
ingredient is buttermilk. That's also why I was making all of this because my parents were visiting. We had buttermilk because my mom made biscuits for us.
Right. And you're like, I need
And
the
yeah,
ingredients. I need to use up my buttermilk. So what else
I
can I
needed to use
make?
up my buttermilk, which I love buttermilk. And fun fact, and I may have already told you this, in a Martha Stewart cookbook that I just got not long ago, she says that buttermilk is her favorite kind of milk.
Really?
I thought that was so interesting.
That is.
Hmm.
Does she drink it?
Yes, she said she drinks it.
I
I
want
would
to
drink
drink it.
buttermilk too.
I don't want to drink it.
I think you are on the popular opinion side of that.
Okay.
I'm in the minority here.
What is it? Okay, so Chad's grandmother makes this recipe called a ZB cake. Um,
Okay.
they're from Pennsylvania. So there's a lot of stuff that like I'm just not familiar with.
Yeah.
And what does it call for? It's called for some kind of milk because it's scalded, not scalded milk. You add vinegar to your milk.
Yeah, which is basically buttermilk.
Right, but she called it something else. I remember I wanted to make these for Chad because he loves them. And when we got married, she made me this recipe book, like a binder of like tons of handwritten recipes. And they all have little notes like this is Chad's favorite growing up, or we love this one, or this is great for a weeknight. Like it is
I
probably
love
the most
that.
thoughtful gift I've ever got. Like it was so sweet.
That's
So
so sweet.
I was
That's a
like,
treasure.
I'm gonna make these ZB cakes. And then I had to call her and I was like, I don't know what this means. Like as someone that loves to bake and like loves
Yeah.
to be in the kitchen, I was really humbled I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed
Okay,
to.
maybe you can share that with us too if it's not a secret family
No,
recipe.
it's not a secret family recipe. It's not that I know of. It's not now.
It's not now. It's fully public now.
It's fully public. Also, a tandy cake. Have you ever heard of a tandy cake?
I feel like I've heard of that, but I don't know what it is.
It's delicious. It's like a cake with a peanut butter layer and like a crinkly chocolate topping.
Yeah, I want that.
Yeah, it's
That sounds
delicious.
amazing.
We need to
Uh,
put baking on here.
where have I heard of a take? I don't know, but I think I have.
Probably from me. I've shared it a few times.
Maybe so.
Maybe it's just like in the back of your memory.
Probably. It's in one
Yeah.
of the files back there
Text.
somewhere.
You're like, that sounds familiar because it's just one of those things I'd never seen. What about a pierogi? Do you know what a pierogi is?
I've heard of it, but I'm not sure exactly what. Is it a sandwich? Is it a
No,
sweet?
it is like
A pastry?
no,
I don't know what it is.
it's like a tortellini, like a pasta tortellini kind of thing,
Oh,
but it has mashed potatoes in it.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, they're delicious. I had never had one until I met Chad.
Like a tortellini and a gnocchi had a baby.
Yes, and they're bigger.
I
And we
would love
make
that.
them Maverick style, which is where you put bacon and cheddar cheese on top of
Oh
them.
my gosh, I would love this.
They're so
Love
good.
it.
Me too. Apologies to anyone listening that we're making really hungry. We're
I know.
talking
I
about
haven't had
our
lunch
food.
yet, and we probably are just really hungry.
I think so.
But I'm super excited to see this cookbook
Yes,
that you're telling us about and these recipes because it sounds amazing.
it's so good. We'll have to link it in our
We will link
stories.
it.
But it's like I said, it's beautiful. So it's like a feast for the eyes, but also it's just so practical. Because sometimes like there's nothing that I dislike more than when I've got a recipe that's like this is going to be super easy and I'm not going to call her out, but there is one particular food blogger that is on the internet where lots of people have had the same feedback of she says it's going to take 45 minutes and you're in the kitchen for 3 hours.
No.
Yeah, I can't stand that where I'm like, why did it take me so much longer? Like even if I'm not distracted, like the girls could be out and I'm like just in the kitchen doing my thing and I'm like, this says it's a 45-minute recipe and I've been in here for 3 hours. What am I
Yeah.
doing wrong?
Yeah, I don't like that either.
And then I asked on Instagram one time, I was like, why does this happen? And somebody pointed out, she was like, well, the recipe calls for chopped, blah, 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 like the vegetables to be chopped. I'm like, well, who's gonna chop the vegetables? Me.
Right. Why
So
is that
like
not factored into the amount of time this recipe?
exactly. Or give me a little asterisk, like if you don't buy pre-chopped vegetables, you're gonna add 45 minutes.
Right. It
Time
does take a while. Can.
does. Are you a good like do you make them all like do you like, make them the right size or do you just chop them?
I just chop them.
You.
I measure things with
I'm
my
like,
heart.
same. I'm like, you're roughly the right size.
Yeah.
Or I will say the less I like a vegetable, the finer I chop it.
Yes, for sure. Because it'll like cook down kind of more.
Mhm.
That's me with carrots. I'm not a
Yeah.
huge carrot fan. I don't mind cooked carrots though. I mean,
Like in a crock, like a roast,
with
I'm
carrots, yeah.
way on board with that. But
That's
I could
yes, pretty much my favorite meal of all
we
time.
can put that on my anti-bucket list of any other kind of carrot except
Yeah.
for a crock pot roasted
It
carrot.
needs to be very soft. I don't want
Yes.
a crunchy
And
carrot.
I want that beef flavor in.
Yep, I'm with you. It needs to be soaked in beef fat for many
Oh,
hours.
what about an onion? I recently learned the how to chop an onion theory. Have you heard this?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Don't think so.
So it's his name Jeffrey. He's on that the kitchen show. So you take an onion and you leave the root on
Yeah.
and you chop the other end off. Okay. And then you cut it in half, like horizontally. So you have like the root parts on both sides. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're cooking something where you want your onion to go away and just kind of melt into the recipe, you're going to take your onion where the root is and you're going to chop it like vertically from the end to the root.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Like long ways.
Yes. So like the grain of the onion is going left to right and your knife is going north to south. Like you're perpendicular to the grain of the onion. And that's going to give you a really small dice and the onion's going to fade away. If you're cooking something like a French onion soup that you want the onion to stay there, you rotate your half of the onion a quarter turn so that the root is at the top. And then you want your knife to also like everything's going north south. And that's going to give you like long onion slices that are then not going to cook down.
Okay.
Like they're still going to caramelize and be delicious,
Yeah.
but they're not going to like go like blend into your recipe.
Okay. Good to know.
And I've just never like I've noticed in cooking that sometimes my onions are there and or like they chop different ways, but I've never taken the time to like think about the grains of an onion and like how you're going to cut it. And that
No.
was probably a little bit hyperbolic. Hyperbolic, is that the word? I think it was life-changing onion chopping advice because
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a thing. And I was like,
No.
"Oh, this makes so much more sense now.
Yeah.
Like how I'm gonna hold my onion when I want to chop it
Yeah.
based on the outcome of my dish."
I kind of assumed there was a proper way to chop an onion and I just didn't know what it was.
Well, there's two apparently. You know, it was great. I
That's good
loved
to
it.
know.
Right?
It
I
really
think
is.
so. I feel like I should do a tutorial on it.
You should. And now I'm like getting motivated to cook a little bit.
Do it.
Mm,
You're gonna do great. We'll get the book in your hands and then you can have
yes.
some
I
motivation.
I do enjoy cooking. I just sometimes you just get out of you get like in a funk, like a
No one told me as an
rut.
adult that I was gonna be in charge of 3 meals a day for the rest of my
Yeah.
life.
Why do we have to eat so much?
I don't know. And then the snacks, the endless snacks.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a
It's a
lot.
lot to think of all that food.
I saw one mom say that her children are like starving when they get off the bus. So
Hmm.
she has recently swapped snack time and dinner time. And they
Yes.
have dinner at like 3:30 and then a small snack before bed.
I have done that in super busy seasons of life when we've had lots of activities or just busy, busy days, or
I've
my
never
kids
thought
were
about
just
that. It
extra
sounds,
tired.
yeah, sounds genius.
Yep. We would have dinner at like 4 and then cereal later or
Yeah.
something, you know.
We generally eat at like 5 o'clock because Chad always like he generally gets off at 4 because he likes to wake up so early and like he starts so early.
Yeah.
And now that like I'm leaving work at 5, I'm like, oh, this is an adjustment.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. We used to eat a lot earlier, but we've pushed it back because as my kids are getting older, we have more activities and practices and a lot of times they're not getting home till 5:30 or 6:30 sometimes.
right. What time
So
do they go to bed?
they don't. They're
Oh,
always awake. Someone. No, we try to get them in bed between like 8:30 and 9:30.
okay. Then what time do you go
Definitely
to bed?
laid than it used to be.
What time do you go?
Never,
Oh no.
never. No, I go to bed whenever they go to bed. Pretty
Okay.
much. I mean, a little bit later. And then I typically like do the mommy rage, stay awake thing,
Hmm.
for too long to just have time to myself.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do that too
Watch a
sometimes.
show. So I'm usually asleep by 11.
Okay. That's late.
It's super late.
We get
Sometimes I'm asleep earlier. I would like to be asleep earlier. I would love to be in bed at 7:30 and
yeah.
asleep by 9:30. That would be ideal,
Wait, do
but
you sit in bed and scroll or do something like or read in bed?
yeah, I
Okay.
watch stuff on my phone.
Oh, see,
It's
I
bad.
don't. I will sit on the couch until like 11 if I'm gonna do that, but then I get in my bed and I go to sleep.
I need to
I,
change. I told myself I was going to change and read before bed, but I haven't done it yet because then I'm like, when am I going to watch my shows?
yes. No, no, no. I think shows are fine.
You know?
I think that shows are better than like scrolling. Well, you don't have TikTok, but like
I
scrolling.
do. I do. I got it. Remember? I have
Yes.
not scrolled
Right.
it. I have only opened it when you have
When
sent
I
me.
send you something,
Yes.
and then here I am saying you don't have TikTok. Anyway,
That's okay.
no, I don't like to scroll short form before bed because then I will get stuck in a doom scroll. But I think that there's nothing wrong with watching something. Like
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe I should worry about blue light, but I don't.
I don't
Um,
either because I don't have trouble falling asleep. It's
I don't
not like
either.
it's keeping me awake.
No,
I am
I'm the
out.
same
When I
way.
put it down, I am out. This should be my confession for later. I've thought of like 5 confessions since we've been talking. But I will turn on my show and then do like the thing where you like
Yeah,
minimize it and then I'll scroll Pinterest while I'm watching the show. But I feel like that's very
multitasking.
different
Yeah.
than
I
scrolling
need
for
you to teach me how to
porn.
use Pinterest. I don't know how to use it. And people are asking me how to do it. And I'm like, I don't
Oh.
know how to use Pinterest. Because I used to be very anti-Pinterest. Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
I don't know what this says about me. But in like the 2011s, 2012s, when Pinterest was gaining popularity, I would like have friends over or do whatever. And I would have something creative. Love it. I would do something creative. And they would be like, oh, did you get that from Pinterest? And I was like, no, it came out of my brain.
Yeah.
I don't have Pinterest. And I was very like, I'm gonna die on this hill. Like I don't have Pinterest because I didn't like people just assuming that I couldn't think of that on my own. And then I've since like softened to it. And I'm like, okay, it can be a really good resource. And then, things change, right? So I have it,
Things change.
but I've never learned how to use it. I also know that you're supposed to use it for business. Like apparently people love to put their like to know it links on Pinterest. But I'm like, how do I organize a Pinterest board? Where am I supposed to put these links? I have so many questions. But it's because I refused to adopt it when it came out because I was like, no, that idea came out of my brain, not from someone else's brain. I don't know. I shouldn't be like that. That should be my
Okay. We all have our things that I think it is perfectly acceptable to have like an arbitrary personal boycott. And it's not arbitrary. I shouldn't even say arbitrary. Like, because
it's totally
it's
random.
for you, like a personal boycott.
Yes. And
It's
it means
fine.
nothing to nobody. Like I could care less if you got a cute idea off of Pinterest. Like
Yes.
go you. It is amazing. This is the best kids party I've ever been to. Like I people were so proud. Like, oh, I got it from Pinterest. And I'm just like, I don't have Pinterest. It
I
came out
got
of my
it from my
brain.
brain.
Right. It came out of my brain. And it was a random sticking point
Yeah.
with but
Sometimes I will have like a personal boycott like that for super popular things,
yeah.
like the movie The Notebook.
I've never watched The Notebook.
You're the only person that's ever said that to me. Oh my
Yes. I've
gosh.
never watched like I understand like the concept, but I never saw
Yes,
it.
me either. I feel such a sense of relief right now. I can't even tell you.
You're
Every time I
validated.
have said this phrase out loud, I get a horrified reaction.
See,
This is
meant to
why
be.
we were meant to be friends.
I do like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, me too. And
Rachel McAdams.
yes, Rachel
Yeah.
McAdams.
No hate to them, but
Yeah.
never saw it. No, I had no
Yeah.
desire to see it.
I love that movie with her where they like time travel. Owen Wilson's in it.
Yes, I love time traveling.
And they go back to like the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
They're in Europe and they go back and see like F. Scott Fitzgerald and
Hold on.
Hemingway. I can't think of the name of it right now, but I
I'm looking it
loved
up.
that movie.
Let's see. Rachel McAdams
I think it was Rachel McAdams. I'm pretty sure
and Luke Wilson or Owen Wilson. Owen
it's
Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
Was it called Midnight in Paris?
Yes,
It's a Woody Allen film. No wonder it was good.
it was so good.
I need to add that to my
I
watch
had it
list.
on DVD.
I
It
love
was
it.
you
I
would
love
like
time
it.
traveling.
Not like sci-fi time travel. It's like
No,
they find a random portal that takes them back to another time.
these pictures are beautiful.
It's a great movie. You would love
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah, I need to watch that.
I don't know where you can stream it. I'm sure you can somewhere.
Hold on. That was just popped up on here. You can stream it on, or no, you can rent it on Amazon for
Of
$4.
course.
I'm good with that.
I saw I guess it was an Instagram post today. It was like a meme or whatever. And it's like, I pay $8 a month for 400 streaming services, but yes, I will rent this movie from Amazon for $2.99.
Because they never have the ones that I want on there.
No, me either. I could not find last night, and I need to do more research. I just read the book, The Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood,
Oh, yes, I remember it. I
which
I was too young when it originally came
me
out, but I
too.
remember.
It was great. I loved it. And now I want to watch the movie because I've never seen the movie. No,
Yeah.
I couldn't find it on anything. So
Really?
I'm gonna have to rent it from Amazon, I think, too.
Oh, okay. It wasn't one of those Mandela effects where we thought that there was a movie. There is a movie.
There is a movie.
You just have to
There for
rent it.
sure is a movie,
Okay.
but I've never seen it. I think the movie came out in 2002 or something.
Okay. Yeah.
I was old enough. I mean, I was a senior in high school then, so but I didn't see it. It wasn't on my radar then. I was watching like I don't know what I was watching in 2002, but anyway.
Wait, are your kids Moana fans?
Okay, funny story. Yes, they love Moana.
Okay.
However, we don't watch Moana very often because Moana is my absolute favorite modern day Disney movie. She is
Yes.
my favorite. And they don't like it when I sing the songs. So we only watch Moana on my birthday.
That's so sad.
I know. We watch it maybe one other time. I can convince them to watch it.
Have you seen the second one?
Yes, we just watched it, I don't know, maybe a month ago.
Yeah. Well, it came out. It's out now
Yeah.
on Disney Plus.
Yes.
Like today.
Oh, I think we paid
Yes.
for it.
Yeah, we went to the movie theater. Like we saw it. And then the girls keep I don't know. Anyway, it's out today. We're gonna watch
Okay.
it when the girls come home from
Good to
school
know.
again. But
It's
I
good.
cried. Like I straight up cried. I'm
Yeah.
like, why am I crying in the movie theater?
Yes.
It's so good. I like to watch Moana on a really cold, miserable day because it's
Yes.
so like warm visually.
It is so visually beautiful. It is. The scenes of the ocean, it's incredible how they've done it.
Yeah. And then conversely, in July, when it is like the surface of the sun here in Alabama, I like to watch Frozen.
Sure, yes. My favorite character of Frozen is Olaf
I
because
do love
he loves
Olaf.
summer.
And I just love Josh Gad. The Intern with Robert De Niro is a Halle Meyer-Shire movie.
Hey.
Internship is not. I'm talking about the Internship. Both good movies, by the way. Josh Gad is in the Internship, and his character takes a turn.
Oh,
Highly recommend that. It's just a fun
yeah.
movie.
I
But
love a good comedy.
The Intern, have you seen that one?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that one is a heartwarming, also kind of comedy. Anne Hathaway,
Love
love
Anne
Anne
Hathaway.
Hathaway.
Yep.
Our friends call her Annie, which I think is precious.
Mm-hmm.
And like she goes on these talk shows and she's like, "Oh, call me Annie," and I'm like, "I want to call you Annie. I'm your friend." Anyway, The Intern is so good. So
Okay.
that's a good date night movie recommend. Like Chad also enjoys it.
Okay. Good to
Yeah.
know.
But then The Internship is the funny one.
Okay. I have added those to my list. Are you a White Lotus fan? Have you done White Lotus?
I want to be, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay with weird things. Like we watched the first season recently because everyone was so excited about the third one coming out.
Yeah.
So we tried to watch it and I was just like, I can't get into this. And then Chad refused to, he was like, he gave me 3 episodes and he was like, I'm not wasting another hour of my life. Like you're gonna have to watch this on your own. So he was out of town. And I was like, I'll watch this. And I just don't care. They can't make me like these characters.
No, I don't think you're supposed to like them. I recently binged all of them and now I'm officially caught up.
Okay, well, what's the purpose though?
I'm not sure, but I'm interested to know.
Like if there's no one that you're supposed to be rooting for, like they're all terrible.
Yeah,
So I just have no.
I don't know. I'm very curious to see where season. Have you watched any of season 3?
No, so I
No.
tried to start season 2, but I
Oh,
was not in the right headspace and there was a lot of subtitles, at least in
yes.
the first episode of season 2, and I was just too tired.
Yeah, yeah.
So I turned it off and I have not revisited it.
I actually liked season 2. I think maybe a little better than season 1.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm open to
Um,
going back and trying it again. I just did not have the bandwidth.
I'm interested. I'm interested. Like I don't know if though if it's like, when you see an
Like a train
accident, you have
wreck.
to look.
Yeah. What's happening?
I don't know. It is bizarro world, but
I do like Jennifer Coolidge. She's hilarious.
yeah. Yep.
And I don't know. I want things to be pretty, and I think there's just enough crap going on that like I want my entertainment to be nice.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
But can we talk about Meghan Markle for a second?
We can. I have not watched any more. I need to.
Me too. Okay, my favorite commentary that I've seen so far is if you like it or if you like her, you will like it. If you do not like her, this is not going to make you like her.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. But then I'm also on the side of the criticism where like Ina was never like her sets were perfect and beautiful and she was never criticized for that. Martha's sets were perfect and beautiful and she was never criticized for that. Sandra Lee, did you watch her?
Yeah, you simply what was it?
Simply Homemade.
Or semi home.
Semi homemade.
Yes.
Semi homemade. I saw somebody on I think it was on Threads refer to her as the lush Sandra Lee. Because she had a cocktail every episode. Like nobody criticized her show for being like her backdrops changed every episode to be on theme color wise
Yeah.
with what she was cooking. Like this idea of a perfect set is not new, and no one has ever gotten rigged over the coals like Megan has. And it
Yep.
really bothers me. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I also agree with some of the criticism that she didn't have to be the expert at everything. Like it would have been totally fine to have someone else come in and like
Yes.
teach her and her friends about something. Like she did not have to be positioned as the expert. That was
I thought that was really good criticism of the show too, because I think it was the third episode, and she had a chef from Los Angeles there.
yes.
It was a really good episode. I thought, oh, this is taking a better turn.
Right.
So I do think that premise would be maybe more beneficial if she positioned herself as learning and not as the expert.
Right. And it was so
Um,
pretty.
it was very pretty. It was pretty.
And the outfits were pretty.
I did really love the Mindy Kaling episode when Mindy asked her about her Luke.
Tell me about your Luke.
What?
And she was like,
I don't know.
can you tell that Mindy hangs out with all the Gen Zers?
Yeah. And I love Mindy Kaling
Me
so
too.
much.
She is so good.
Anyway, okay, we need to get to our anti-bucket list.
You go
It's
first.
fine. Okay, I'm just gonna name them all without going into too much detail. They all have a very similar theme. I think that you will see camping. Don't want to do that. I am not going to bungee jump or skydive or mountain climb. I don't want to rappel off anything. I don't want to be up high at all.
I do like being
No,
high.
I don't do heights. I will ride a roller coaster, which I know is counterintuitive, but I love roller coasters,
Same.
but I don't want to be up high. I don't want to swim with sharks. I don't want to scuba dive.
No.
No, I don't want to be under the water where I can't see the top or get there very
Mm-mm.
quickly.
No,
I
thank
have
you.
no desire to go on safari because lions will eat you. I don't want to eat anything on a dare.
That's such a good one.
There was a time that I feel like I probably would have done that. So I know I would have. I definitely have eaten like a super hot pepper because somebody was like, I dare you to eat this hot pepper. I don't want to do
Do the
that anymore.
cayenne pepper challenge.
Like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Oh,
No.
it's the cinnamon challenge. No.
Oh, and my last one. Okay. I don't want to care what other people think.
That is such a good one. You have no interest in caring what other people think.
I don't. It's none of my business. I think that's the famous Reese Witherspoon line, isn't it? Like, it's none of my business what other people think. I don't know if
No,
it was Reese. I feel like it was.
I think it was. That's something that feels like a her line.
Yeah.
Maybe
But those
someone
are my
told her
things.
that. Yeah.
Maybe,
Or like
maybe.
what someone else thinks of you is none of your business.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to care what other people think. I spent too much time in my 20s for that.
Amen.
I'm done. Over it. If you don't like me, see you later.
Right? Bye.
Bye.
Similar to you, I have no interest in camping. I don't want to do it. I was a Girl Scout in middle school. I've done my time. No more camping. I have no interest in sushi. I like mahi only if it's been blackened and covered in ketchup. I have no interest in eating raw fish. It looks really cool. Don't want to eat it. I have attempted matcha and I hated it with every ounce of my being. So I have no intention of ever trying anything else matcha flavored or a
Okay.
matcha latte. I don't care who makes it. I'm not going to drink it. I want it to. It tastes like grass. I have no interest in wearing the shoes with toes. Are they Vibram?
The shoes.
Nothing.
I
You know
forgot
what I
about
mean?
those. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
At first, I just thought you meant like closed-toed shoes,
No,
or I mean sandals all day. But
right. No, the shoes that have the
well,
toes
yeah,
in them. I get it. They're supposed to be really good for your feet. That's not me. I have no interest in my own tattoos.
no.
I don't want a tattoo. I used to say that I can't keep my hair color the same for longer than 6 months. So what makes me think I could put something on my body forever? I love someone else's tattoos. And if I see it, I want to ask you why it's there and I want to know the whole
Yes,
story.
yes.
I don't want any tattoos. I do love heights.
Oh,
Yeah. I have been skydiving. I swear that plane was like a bathtub in the sky. Like I was much safer in the parachute than in the plane. Let me just be perfectly honest. So that was fun. But I agree. I have no interest in going on a cruise because I'm afraid of water. I love water. I want to sit next to it. I don't want to be in it.
yeah.
I have seen these documentaries of these people that like get in scuba gear, no scuba gear, and they go down and like clean the propellers of these cruise ships.
No,
And it's the size of my house.
absolutely not.
Tiny people next to the like, oh, it just makes
I'm
it.
with you. Uh-uh.
There's a phobia like there's an official name. I don't like big things. I don't like it.
Okay, I'm with you
So
on that.
the thought of a cruise ship being like bigger than it is underwater than what you see.
Mm-mm. I don't like that either.
That
Yep.
being said, Chad's been trying to get me to go on a cruise as long as I've known him.
Really?
Yes, and I'm getting closer to like thinking I might could do like a 3-day cruise.
Okay,
But
I almost put cruise on my list.
really?
I have been on one cruise.
Okay.
It was like a senior trip. It was fine. It was a Carnival cruise. It was fine, but like the rooms got booked incorrectly or something.
Uh-oh.
So my room was with my two best friends, from high school, and there were only two like twin beds, so they had to like bring a mattress in. The bathroom was like porta potty basically. It was not ideal. It was all very like tacky.
Yeah. I don't have
Um
a desire to do that.
I have never had a desire to do it again. There were also all these emergency procedures that no one told me about on the
Sounds
first day.
terrifying.
It was terrifying. They set off all the alarms and we had to go like but we had to go like different spaces alphabetically, like by our last names on the ship and like put on a
No,
jacket and it was very stressful.
no interest in doing that.
No, but I did not put it on the list because I am open to doing a Disney cruise.
That's what we've been talking about. That's the only thing the mouse might get me on a boat.
Yep. Yep. Or there are some cruises that go up the East Coast.
Okay.
I feel like I would do that.
That Maybe.
Like it's a little boat. It's not a big
Yes, a
boat
little
then.
boat makes me feel
It's a
better. I
small
don't
boat,
want to be on a
smaller
giant boat.
boat. I don't really know proportionally how much smaller it is than the other boats. I just know it exists and
Yeah.
that I feel like it would be worth doing.
Yeah. I don't
So,
know. Even just seeing like pictures of container ships like make my stomach turn.
yeah, I don't really want to
Basically.
be on a boat. Is this because we had to spend so much time in school learning about like people coming over here on boats, like coming to
Maybe.
America
And now
on
they like
boats and
all
like
died of
all,
dysentery.
yes,
So,
all the
yes.
turmoil and scurvy and
Right.
whatnot.
Sounds terrible. And I
Yeah.
also owned the two VHS Titanic movie.
Yep.
And like you can't watch Leo die over and over again and not be scarred.
You cannot. There was room on the door.
Mhm.
Titanic, the movie, was my mom's personal boycott when it came out. I don't think she's ever seen it still. We were obsessed with it.
Obsessed.
Obsessed. But no, she was like, I'm not watching that. Everybody loves it. I think I went to the theater and saw it like four times or something.
That's amazing.
I was probably 12. I don't know. I don't remember how old when it came out,
No.
but I feel like I
No.
was around that age.
Leo is adorable. Loved him.
Yep. Yep. Still love him.
Confession and obsession time. You go.
Okay, a few weeks ago, I took some portraits of my youngest because the dentist told us that he was going to start losing teeth in the next couple months, back in maybe January. So I bought like a backdrop and I just used my phone. And I'm not a photographer, but I know enough about editing to like make things look
It
like
looked amazing.
kind of better. So I did that and I'm obsessed with it. And I'm so glad I did it now because he lost both of his bottom teeth last night.
Poor baby. Come
He
on.
loved it. I mean, he was fine. He was super nonchalant about the whole thing and was just like, here's my tooth.
Yeah.
He was really happy that he got $2 this morning too. So I'm obsessed with doing that. Take pictures of your kids, like make it a thing and make it special because it's worth it. My confession goes back to when we were talking about True Fruit earlier in Starbucks. I don't love Starbucks in general. I don't go there very often at all.
Oh, I love
Maybe,
Green Mermaid.
no, maybe twice a year if I have a gift card.
Maybe you're just ordering the wrong thing.
Maybe. I love the egg bites.
Have you ever had the ham and cheese croissant?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like that's fine.
It's
But for
the best thing
coffee,
you can get through a drive-through window.
oh, okay. Well, I'll give that a chance. I don't think I would hate it at all. I love the bacon and Gruyere egg bites. They're delicious.
But as far as coffee's concerned, if you're gonna
No,
get drive-through coffee, where do you go?
McDonald's with my creamer from home.
I kind of love that though.
Yep.
I love that. It's very niche and I love it.
I'm a very plain coffee girl. Yep.
Yes,
So
that's
that's fine. What's yours?
okay. Obsession. We kind of talked about it last week, but I'm still obsessed with it. Is the loaded waters. Currently out of Poppy, and I contemplated paying Whole Foods like $10 to bring me more Poppy. And then I was like, this is dumb, Emily. Oh, so I think I'm gonna go today or tomorrow and like go to the store and buy some.
Yeah.
Target had them on sale this weekend. But because of that, they were wiped out. So I couldn't put it in a drive up order. And I wasn't going to drive to the faraway Target.
No, absolutely not.
Amazon will only deliver it via Whole Foods, which
Gotcha.
is not Prime delivery. And I was like, I have no interest going to buy it.
Well,
I'm still obsessing over my loaded water in my hydro jug. I got a hydro jug instead of a Stanley because
okay.
you close the straw. So then I have not stress test it, but it's supposed to be leak proof. So like if it falls over in my bag, it shouldn't ruin everything. And it's pretty pink. I really like my hydro jug.
Love that.
Silicone thingy on the bottom of it, and the hydro jug is built in.
That's nice.
When you set it down, because I hate that sound of metal hitting the table.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my obsession still. Confession. I hate my long nails. Love them. They are beautiful. And like I can do pretty videos in them and like my skincare videos look so good. I cannot function. I timed it. Took me 7 minutes to put this necklace on this morning.
No.
And now I'm stuck in it because I can't get it off. And then Kennedy had an earring back fall off. She has like screw back earrings. And I couldn't get it back on. So she has one pearl earring with the screw back and one gold heart earring with a regular back because I could not get my fingers together to screw it on.
Okay, it's time to get the clippers out.
I can't clip them though. They have builder gel on them, so they're too strong. So I am supposed to have 2 more weeks of these. Can you see how far off my hand they are,
Yes.
I am not gonna make it 2 more weeks. So I'm gonna have to go next week and get them cut down. Uh, I love them. The almond shape is beautiful, but I can't like it's just not practical.
You can't do it. Okay, this is also really funny because I almost put long nails like that on my anti-bucket list.
I mean, okay, from
Like,
someone, no, from someone that has fat fingers and short nail beds, I have wanted pretty long fingernails my entire life, and like they are so pretty.
they
My
are pretty.
fingers look long and skinny, but I cannot function. That's my
No,
confession.
that's a good one, especially since it was your obsession a couple
No,
of
and I'm still obsessed with how they look. I would just like to be clear, but I'm at the point where I can no longer function, so she's gonna have to cut them down.
So funny. So funny. Okay, today has been super fun.
It has been.
I've
I
laughed
like
so
it.
much.
Yes, I love it. I love a good like pop culture catch up, which is
Yep,
basically what this was. We
it
should
was.
schedule these in.
We should. We both have movies that we need to watch, and I need to rewatch Midnight in Paris because it's been a long time and I love it.
Yeah.
And recipes, we gotta try these recipes. I want to
Mhm.
try more. All right. All right. So we'll see you guys next week.
Till then, yep. Buckle up, Buttercup.
All right. Bye guys.